In a seemingly impromptu announcement, Russia's prominent leader, Vladimir Putin, conveyed his intention to extend his tenure in the Kremlin for another 6 years, solidifying his position as the leader of the world's largest nuclear power. The announcement, made without a direct gaze at the television camera, unfolded after Putin had adorned soldiers who had participated in the conflict in Ukraine with the coveted Hero of Russia medals, amidst the aura of the Grand Kremlin Palace, where some of the nation's most guarded leaders convened. Putin found himself approached by Lieutenant Colonel Artyom Zoga, a Ukrainian-born soldier fighting for Russia. Zoga passionately urged Putin to run again, declaring, "You are our president, we are your team. We need you. Russia needs you." Putin, in response, expressed gratitude and then revealed his decision. "I will run for the post of president," he announced, his words captured by a nearby microphone as he faced away from the camera. Other voices joined in, echoing the sentiment that Putin's work needed continuation. Sapizhat Mazayeva, the mother of a fallen soldier honored as a hero of Russia, reinforced the call for Putin to persist in his leadership. The setting, surrounded by decorated soldiers and grieving mothers, offered a symbolic backdrop to Putin's announcement, prompting speculation among Kremlin observers about its implications for the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Sergei Markov, a former Kremlin advisor, interpreted Putin's decision to run for president as a strategic move. "Putin is going to the polls as a military leader of a country at war," he remarked. The choice of the announcement venue, Markov argued, was deliberate, reflecting Putin's desire to present himself as the leader responding to the requests of officers and heroes of the war in Donbass. Markov suggested that Putin's agreement to run at the behest of Lieutenant Colonel Zoga, born in Donetsk and associated with the Sparta battalion that fought alongside Russian-backed forces in eastern Ukraine, signaled Putin's ambition to extend control over the entire Donbass region. Currently, Russia controls a significant portion of Ukraine, including Crimea annexed in 2014, but Donbass, comprised of Donetsk and Luhansk provinces, remains beyond full Russian control. Despite Ukraine's determination to remove enemy soldiers and its counteroffensive efforts, the situation in Donbass persists as a key geopolitical challenge, with Putin's election bid adding a new layer of complexity to the ongoing conflict. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov, who had expressed his hope for Putin's candidacy in recent weeks, dismissed suggestions of pre-planning and insisted that the announcement was entirely spontaneous. He was asked a question and he answered it. "Well, yes, it's completely spontaneous," Peskov asserted. He reacted to the appeals of heroic people, so yes, it was a reaction to the appeal of people. Political analysts noted that the manner in which Putin acknowledged the weight of his position provided insights into the Kremlin's perspective on domestic politics. Tatiana Stanovaya, founder of the R.Politik consultancy, observed, "The TV puts it in context, a modest Putin, occupied with real affairs." Putin, who assumed the presidency from Boris Yeltsin at the close of 1999, has surpassed the tenure of any other Russian leader since Joseph Stalin, even exceeding Leonid Brezhnev's 1964 to 1982 term. By acceding to the requests of soldiers involved in the Ukraine conflict, Putin sought to emphasize the necessity of his leadership as Russia contends with the West in a confrontation not witnessed on such a scale since the Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962. Dmitry Peskov underscored Russia's determination to defend its interests, describing the country's leadership, with Putin at its helm, as orchestrating significant tectonic shifts. Putin's image within Russia portrays him as the savior from the catastrophic decline that followed the Soviet Union's dissolution in 1991, reflected in approval ratings exceeding 80% in some polls. During the medal ceremony in the gilded Georgievsky Hall, Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu was present, but Putin intentionally appeared surrounded by frontline soldiers rather than high-ranking officials. Against the backdrop of the Kremlin's military glory, Putin declared, "Today, under the arches of the Georgievsky Hall of the Kremlin, which embodies the greatness of Russia's military glory, we honor the heroes of our fatherland. I am convinced that together we will definitely achieve all our goals."